else we got? A shadow. All right. A shadow is another horrifying low-level monster. This is a monster that even in 5e, that a lot of people consider super easy and for babies, because again, they play with all the bells and whistles while the DM plays with the basic bitch stuff, and then they say it's too easy. I will say that the shadow is tough. I've played a couple of Wizards of the Coast modules. They love throwing these things in there at low levels, and they're terrifying. They're absolutely terrifying. They will mess you up really, really bad. They also like using ghosts. Like, I don't know. I've played a lot of the modules. I feel like I fight the same shit in every Wizards of the Coast module. All right. So, and here I am doing the same shit because I have a shadow also. But still, I understand. I'm throwing rocks inside a glass house. It's fun. Add a monster. Here we go. This monster is the shadow. And so, let's get our picture posted in so we know what we're looking at. Oh, it's so spooky. All right. Description. Shadow. And this is a core monster. This shadow. So we want to make it so that we could build more stuff off of this monster. So by default, this monster is a quarter. We could raise it up to a level 2 monster. There we go. God, uh, is this another lurker? I mean, let's take a look at what a shadow does. According to D&D, a shadow is a wimpy, dexterous, like sort of ghost creature. It has training in stealth. It is vulnerable to radiant, which makes sense. It's resistant to just about everything else in existence. It's got necrotic and poison immunity, which is significant. It's got a bunch of condition immunities and dark vision. That makes sense. It's amorphous, so it can squeeze through spaces. That's important note. It's amorphous, so it could go through 1-inch spaces, but it can't turn incorporeal. Even though they gave it all of the incorporeal creatures' resistances, which is kind of weird. Shadow stealth, obviously. Sunlight weakness, which is significant if you're fighting it. Strength drain. This is the money right here. It drains your strength by 1d4. If it lowers your strength to 0, you die. Which is kind of crazy. And that does last until you finish a short or long rest. And if you die from this attack, you do rise 1d4 hours later as a shadow. And I mean, it's bad. It's a badass monster. So, and I kind of want to play up like shadowy monsters as part of Paradise Vale. So this is a creature that definitely I want to get right when we're doing it. Now, this is listed as chaotic evil. I could see that. It wants to propagate its species by murdering you. That's not very friendly. So it's undead, and it is medium size and standard, and it is definitely a lurker. All right, let's see. Its armor is pretty bad, so that matches up, and its hit points are really bad. This is actually almost the same. It's a 12, and this is a 10, 16, and this is a 15, so that's a pretty close. Thankfully, this creature can't fly. It's kind of like an ooze, like kind of oozes around, but it is pretty damn quick. Ability-wise, it is a physical creature, so dexterity is its best, constitution... strength is actually its worst stat. And then intelligence is really bad too, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so that's what that's looking like. Skills, it has proficiency in stealth, but it does not have expertise in stealth, which is strange. It is vulnerable to radiant. And trust me, when you're fighting these, you wish you had radiant damage. You wish you had radiant damage so bad. Because you're so scared. Because everybody in the group, except the barbarian, dumped strength during point buy. So these things are just going to wipe the whole party because everybody dumped strength. Alright, I think a faster way for me to put in 500 different resistances is I'm just going to copy pasta this whole block of text. Because it's a lot of shit. There we go. Same thing with immunities. Well, we could probably do each of these separately. Necrotic and poison. It's not too bad. And then immunities to conditions. Definitely going to need a custom one for this because I am not putting them all in individually. There we go. Because it's an ooze type creature, it is immune to prone and restrained and grappled. Because it's so scary, it's immune to frightened. Which I guess makes it immune to turn undead, maybe? Because doesn't turn undead make you scared? Yeah, they're pretty nasty. All right, so senses, dark vision, 60 feet. Okay. Languages doesn't speak. It's got no languages, so let's get rid of that. They just live to propagate their species. All right. I also find it weird that it's an undead, right? But it propagates its species. I don't know. It seems weird. It's a weird creature. I'd almost say a shadow's like more like an ooze. You know what I'm saying? Than it is like an undead. Is that crazy? It feels kind of crazy. But like, it kind of is. It's like an undead ooze. I'm gonna think about that for a long time, probably. All right. Let's see. Let's delete all this stuff. Oh, yeah, warping would be kind of cool. Let's go shopping. What do these guys got? Amorphous, correct. What else they got? Shadow Stealth down here at the bottom. There we go. That's probably why they didn't give them expertise. And then Sunlight Weakness. This system doesn't support weaknesses, I guess. We'll have to input that one manually. Let's see. Oh, split would be kind of cool. If shadows split, oh my god. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have shadows split. That would be amazing. Okay. Mm, mm. All right. And you know what we could do? We could use tags to make dual type Pokemon. So I am going to make them undead oozes. There we go. A medium undead ooze. Oh, that's so cool. All right. So those are its traits. And what are its actions? Okay, Siphon Strength. That sounds so much grosser. Alright. And Siphon Strength does damage, and then you do a secondary save, or have your strength sucked away. There we go. So let's see. What do you try to do to keep your strength from being sucked away normally? Oh, you don't get a save normally. Oh my god. It is kind of cool if they are using your strength to drain your strength. So as they drain your strength, it's harder and harder for you to not have your strength drained away. That's kind of cool. The target loses. What if we did this? And like the stronger shadows drain more strength. No, that wouldn't scale properly. What am I doing? That'd be insane. Okay. Okay. Yeah, like a high level shadow just touches you once and you're just dead. Alright. Cool. Let's see. We should probably put this strength drain information somewhere. So we'll put it up. Oh, we'll put it in notes. There we go. That's a nice feature. Notes. Strength drain. Well, let's see. We can still add a second attack here because that seems to be sort of the style. So we will give them Shadow Step, and we'll steal it right from the monk. Let's go steal it right from the monk. One of the only good things you've got besides Stunning Strike. And only one of you monks got it. Shadow Step. There we go. It's even called Shadow Step, though. Shadow Monk? Way of Shadow. There we go. Shadow Step. Yeah, you do have Shadow Step. You gain the ability to step from one shadow to another when you are in dim light or darkness as a bonus action. Oh my. You could teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you could see that is also in dim light or darkness. You then have advantage on the first melee attack you make before the end of the turn. Wow, that's really strong. These things are already kind of kicking your butt. Okay, so I'm going to do all that, in a bag of chips. There we go. But we are going to nerf it a little bit. I'm not going to say you could do it as a bonus action. They will have to choose. So they want to do that. That would allow us to have stronger ones. Hello. That would allow us to have stronger ones that are Paragon actions, and they can shadow step as much as they want. So you run into a boss shadow or an elite shadow or whatever, and that's teleporting and attacking, which could be pretty cool. So what we'll say is, as we don't have to call it an action because it's in the action section. So we'll just say you could teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. That is also dim light. You then have advantage on the next melee attack you make. Period. So that's a good balance. So they can kind of charge it up for their next attack. All right. And there we go. That is the basic shadow. Now we could actually build up on this if we wanted to and make them stronger and cooler and all that kind of stuff, because imagine like a huge one, right? And then you could make a huge boss shadow. Oh my, I think that might be the boss of the dungeon. You can make a huge boss shadow, and when you get it to X amount of health, it splits into two large, and then when you get that down, it splits into two mediums, and then when you get that down, it splits into two more. Oh yeah, that'll be crazy. That is cool. Okay, so we'll do that. Let's save it out. Beautiful.